I'm going to spend the next 4 minutes taking you through the Rugby World Cup, a roadmap if you will, so that you can understand what's likely to happen to the Springboks over the next 6 weeks. The Rugby World Cup kicks off on Friday. That's 3 days from now, and the Springboks are in what they call the pool of death. Why do they call it the pool of death? Well, it's the quality of the opposition. We've got Wales, we've got Fiji, we've got Samoa, and we've got Namibia. I'm not going to talk much about Namibia, but I will about the other three. Now, it was Kitch Christie, the legendary Springbok 1995 World Cup winning coach, who coined the phrase the high road and the low road. The high road is the easy route to the final, the low road into darkness and despair, and the road you don't want to be on. The Boks obviously want to take the high road, but what does that look like? So thinking about the pool, let's have a look at what this means for the Springboks. Once again, we have an incredibly physical pool. I'm not saying there's a global conspiracy to unsettle the Boks in their pools, but last time we had Tonga, we had Samoa, and we met Fiji in the quarterfinals. We constantly have Samoa in our pool. We do again. They're physical, they're hard to beat, but also your body takes a battering from them. But then there's Wales. Wales have beaten us once in the last 20 attempts, but the last 3 have been very close. And in fact, Warren Gatland, their coach, is in the media at the moment saying that augurs well for Wales' chances. He's talking a lot, and that probably doesn't augur well for Wales' chances in itself. So there's Wales, who are good. There's Fiji. Now, we had to beat Fiji in the quarterfinal last time, and they almost caused a major upset. We got to 20 points all, and JP Peterson held their lock over the try line. We came back at them, and we put them away, but it was hard going. Samoa and us have an interesting World Cup history. We've played them 3 times. We've racked up 161 points against them. In return, they're 31. So on paper, we look good against Samoa, but it's always physical. That's what the Boks will be thinking. For Wales, they'll be nervous. They played Samoa twice, lost twice. They were knocked out of the last World Cup by Fiji. Then if you look at Fiji, Samoa, always a war, and Namibia, we won't talk about them. So the pecking order in our pool looks likely to be the Boks, Wales, stroke Samoa, and then Fiji, who aren't as good as they were 4 years ago. So what's the high road and what's the low road? Well, if we win our pool, which we assume we will, we'll play Ireland in the quarterfinal. And that's because Ireland are likely to come second in their pool. They're with Australia. If we come second in our pool, we then play Australia in the quarterfinal. So the options are this. Do we want to meet Australia in the quarters and then go on to play England or France? That's if we come second in our pool. Or in likelihood, meet Ireland in the quarters and then go on to play New Zealand in the semi. Now, I'd rather play New Zealand in a semi than Australia in a quarter. And that's because Australia often outthink us, whereas New Zealand gets sucked into a confrontation with us, and we're a 50-50 chance in a confrontation with New Zealand. The other reason I'd like to meet New Zealand en route to the final is I'd like to get further and meet them in the semi, but the pressure that's going to weigh on the All Blacks is going to be immense come semi-final time, and that's why I'd rather face them. Now, here's a completely avant-garde thought. We talk about the high road and we talk about the low road. This is a road that you've never even thought of. This road is so high, it's a mountain pass. It's higher than Bob Marley at his 21st. This road's so high. What if we come second in our pool and Australia lose to Ireland on the 17th of September, putting them top of their pool? That means we play Ireland in the quarters and we avoid New Zealand and Australia in the semi, meeting England or France. That allows us to sidestep our Tri-Nations neighbours en route to the final, just like we did in 2007, which augurs well for the Bok chances. I'm picking that as the high road. Unlikely, but I'd love to see it. I'm Stephen Morris. This is Rugby Vibe, brought to you by Prongster. I'll see you next week.